Welcome back, everyone. Drake Hawkins with again for some more Factorio. This is our Death World Season 3, and I want to blow up this rock. Yeah. Okay, so this whole area was our base, right? And now it's not. Now we have oil coming in here, and oil doing its thing. It's powered by this doobie-jabby up here. All of that is nice and dandy, but I think we're going to have to expand it. So I think what we'll do is we'll get a couple refineries. I don't know that we have any. This is going to be a problem. I can just use this to request some refineries, right? Let's get me 3 more refineries, please. Is there more refineries around? I don't think so. Probably not. If there is, they would be grabbing them in here. So let's see. What does it take to make them? We need some stone brick. Do we have auto trashing on all these things? Yeah. Oh yeah, just deleted something I shouldn't have. Okay, brick, stone brick, please. Refineries 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Apparently they got stuff to remove from my inventory. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I don't need the ammunition either, probably. There's a spot right there for it. All that and some plastics can go away. Guess we can keep a stack of plastics. Charge up, my friends. So our oil system is going to have to be redesigned entirely because it's atrocious right now. I'm going to go ahead and look at removing this and this and this. No, not that one. That can stay in there. And then let's see. Let's find a clean one to copy. If I were to copy you like that, that's a little less than ideal. I want them to be literally tucked right in here. I want to go up to 10 of them. Let's clean out the parts that weren't supposed to be added into that mess. There. This can go off the end. I don't have the extra refinery. That can go away. That can go away. We're going to temporarily run this up here. Let me grab some regular pipe and close that in so we don't forget it. I'm going to run this around the back side until we basically to get us connected to the bottom. There we go. And regular piping there, 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 and we'll reconnect there. Okay, so then this pipe through thing here can go away. You're bringing me more pipes? That's very kind of you, little fellas. There we go. Alright, now that's gone. This could probably get out of my way, yeah. So I want to pump these tanks out, which is really going to be awkward. So let's put in... I'm going to put some storage over this way for the fluids. And what we'll do is we'll have... how many are we going to have? I need you to bring me some of those, please. Do we have any? Probably. Stored somewhere. Keep me 10 of those, please, guys. So what I want to do is put in a storage thing that I can then use an actual pump, which I don't have at the moment. I really wish I had more logistics space. I'm going to grab an actual pump there and say, I don't know that I've got the materials for it. Actually, you know what? I don't need that. Give me the supplies for it. Give me an engine. Because I don't have any of those built. I'm pretty sure we didn't restock a ton of those somewhere. So let's go ahead with that. Alright. Oh, I'm not in logistics network, am I? Yeah, I am. Should be. Okay, so we're going to make some pumps, or some tanks, rather. And what we're going to do is we're going to tank some goods up here. And I want to do, let's say like that, 2, 3. I'm going to put a big stockpile of each type of fluid up here. I'm going to put 10 of each in. And the reason for this is it's just going to... Do I offset it? Probably a good idea. Like that, and then like that. No, that's too close. Landfill, where are you? Thank you. And then, like, did I give enough space there? Yeah, I got 3 in each. Okay, so those will be placed. That's good. Now, each of these needs to be piped, and I need to drain the lines of the equipment. So, the plan here, I need to actually cut off my crude. Sounds silly, but I need to get through the pipes. I need to squeak through. I need to disconnect the actual crude output from these tanks entirely. Okay, you just fill up, do your trainee thing, and then be content with that. My goodness, getting through here is a mess. This entire concept of relocating your base, don't try this at home, kids. I feel like it's not the greatest idea. We'll go with petroleum light heavy, I think is the plan. So this is our heavy oil. Of course it is. Of course it's going to run straight into that. Because why wouldn't it? And then it's going to miss that. And we'll do this, and I will say, on this end, give me a repositioning of this guy, say there. Put a, oh, you know what, that's not ideal, is it? That's not great. Yeah, it's fine. Do we have the pumps yet? Thank you. Making those pumps, let's do this. I know it's not a direct feed, but whatever, it's working. It'll be a pipe to pipe scenario. And that is power. This will change, but I want to pump all the heavy oil out of the system. Did I not move the heavy oil? No, of course not. There we go. All right, now we should be draining all the heavy oil. And we'll do the same with the petroleum and the light. And I want to get the light oil can go here. Is that fine? That's fine. Right like that. Into there. And we'll put in the pump. This doesn't have to be fast, it just has to get the job done. While I do other stuff. That'll be light oil there. And we'll put those in place, and eventually they will be redundant. They'll get consumed later. So this is going to go... Oops, missed. There. And this has to be the petroleum line, so I want this to do this to somewhere around here. Okay, and pipe in that. Let's just pipe like that then, and we should have the pump here and link him up. Good. Okay, now that'll empty the tanks up to there mostly. The petroleum, unfortunately, will not. That's funny. It's not ideal, is it? It'll drain anyways most of this line. If I lose some, I lose some. It's not worth fussing too much about. All of this stuff is going to be coming out of here. So I would like you guys to just deconstruct this, please. Just get rid of that, will you? Thanks. We're going to remove you. We're going to remove all of this. Let's remove this. Because this whole system has got to go. We can trash that. Thank you. Okay, how are you doing for emptying? You're not going to empty it all at that rate, are you? Jeepers. Let's do this. Throw a pump in here. Nope. We don't have power poles? Oh, this is not the right power pole. So that should empty out. If that had somewhere to go. That's a lot of piping. The problem is these things don't drain very fast when they're tank to tank. That's a really slow process. Okay, so I think we have the right start. At this point, I want to have these guys all connected with 10. I'd really like to get the... oh man, I can't get through any of this. I'd really like to get this thing out of here so that I can have the petroleum reconnecting properly. You know what? There's just about no oil left in there, so that's perfectly fine to get rid of that. And there. Now you guys are connecting, outputting. You will output a little bit more. This is empty. Good. Until the petroleum is entirely consumed. That is our water source? No, that's our water source, right? Our water comes up through here for the power. Okay, that's fine. Get rid of all this stuff, please. This is sulfuric acid, which is actually a full tank, and that is a full lubricant tank, both of which are redundant now, but they're unnecessary at this point. But I want to keep. I don't want to drain the 25K tanks. That's a waste. Okay, reconnected. You're redundant. Light pole upgrades would be really appreciated right now. Thank you. Please to fix. You light up my... Oh, that was not what I wanted to do. Was it? Why'd you do that? Weren't you supposed to, you know, upgrade? Oh, that was a deconstruct. Whoops. Whoops. That's... Hold, please. Pause for station identification. Drake needs to turn his brain back on, apparently, because that part of it's not working. I was like, man, why did they delete those? They're supposed to yellow tag them and come back when they're done, or when they're ready to be upgraded. Nope, I went and done a dumb. I do that periodically. Every once in a while, there's something not quite perfect about things I do in this game. I know. Stop. It's okay. I can admit it. You can too. Oh, mana. And then I go ahead and manually place all these. That's just stupid, dude. Stupid. Stupid is the stupid does. Alright, this, any of these pulls, fine. We're okay. We can do the upgrade planner. Again, this upgrade planner, there we go. And say, please upgrade these pulls. That's what I should have done the first time. Okay. Now, these tanks, I'm fine. I'll just leave those for later reference. That's totally okay. The oil tanks, oil storage here is fine. I like the fact that we have a lot of it. I'd rather have it here, nice and stuck in behind our defenses, than have a bunch more of it still sitting in the ground on the far side. Because with oil, with crude oil, it has an infinite supply, not an infinite flow. Like basically these tanks, once they pull the stuff out of the ground and they deplete the supply, it will actually well, that's nice. We actually got this emptied. What? Oh, wait. That says 10K. We didn't get that emptied at all. I thought that said 10. Oh, bother, Drake. That one is empty. And that's empty. And that's empty. Okay. Oops. Once the oil, like I was saying, once the oil is actually depleted, the drills are depleted, then they will not... Oops. They won't stop producing. They just produce at a very depleted or a very slow rate. But they will produce forever, which means the sooner they're depleted, the more that facility will actually produce in the long run. The theoretical top end of its production is higher. It's splitting hairs, I know, but it's true. Alright. Okay. Now, I wouldn't mind having these things filled. Are they entirely... Why is the light oil not filling? Why is the light oil not filling? Oh, because it's running all the way through the equipment here. It's not actually connected to the pumps. Okay. Oops. That's not how I meant to do that. There we go. That should be flowing nicely now. Better, anyways. Are you filling? Yes, you're filling at a decent pace now. Let's put a pump. See, watch the speed at which these things empty out. So this is at 11K. I don't even think we'll be able to get to there. There you go. Look at that. Zip, gone. Now, it takes a bit to drain the little dregs from the bottom of it, but you can empty them very, very fast if you run them You know what? We're gonna shut off our line. If you run them directly, pipe. What's going on here? Oh, that was an old thing. If you run them directly, pump to solid machine. I'm gonna disconnect the fuel. Do I want to? No, I don't want to. That's a bad idea. That sounds like a catastrophe waiting to happen. Decisions have been made that have been bad at times. That would have been one of them. Alright, so we have the 10, right? Is this 10? Did I do that right? Did I count right? Hello? Ooh, hello, train. That's 11, apparently. One for good measure. Do I want to have one for good measure? Or do I want to clean this up? You know what? We'll have one for good measure. Whatever. I'm okay with that. No, I'm not. I'm not okay with it. We'll leave it. There we go. Do this. Where's our crude? Oh, right. We disconnected it. That's an awkward bit of piping right there. There we go. Okay, so the crude is there, but we don't want to connect it. Water comes there. Don't want it to go as far. Alright, now, we've got 10, and that's, what is it, 10.17, I believe? So you take one chemical plant, and you crack the heavy oil to the light, and then you take 7 chemical plants to crack the light oil to the petroleum, and that gives you the max amount of petroleum gas that you could use. Problem with that formula, I've always thought that formula to be a nice bit of clean engineering and mathematics, and the type of mathematics that only a mathematician cares about. Because here's my argument on it. If I want only petroleum gas, it's perfect. When do you ever want only petroleum gas? I've never had an experience of that in Factorio when I want only to have petroleum gas. It's just not a thing. It's not a thing I've ever cared about. Because if you're using solid fuel, you want it to come from light oil, not petroleum gas. And I understand you can use circuits to link down to break it down and say, well, only pump it if it's this and that. But building a thing that's supposed to make all petroleum, everything that comes in here, into just petroleum gas is pointless. Because I never will get to that position. So I don't know. You give me your arguments on that. I know that'll be a hot topic, and I apologize for hurting your feelings and all that jazz, but the reality is I've never experienced it. Not once in my play of Factorio have I ever experienced a time when all the oil process is going to go into making petroleum. It's just not a thing. I don't know why you'd ever want it. Alright, enough of that soapbox. Now, these, oops. Yeah, that doesn't need that doesn't go anywhere anymore. This is basically just fueling my little tiny bit of defenses down in the south. Okay. Everything else is laser defended. So, these guys are going to keep us full. I think they should actually have emptied everything out. No, the petroleum isn't enough, eh? It is emptied the light oil out. Okay. We've drained the light oil tanks. That's fine. They can go away. I guess we could... oops. What did I just take out? Heavy oil? We could get rid of... or build in another petroleum supply somewhere. I just want these tanks moved. I guess they're not urgent. So everything's going to come this way and work off of here. So, if we run a... is this a reasonable location to start running a liquid bus across to? I could bring the liquid bus. My idea is to pump these across this way, and to make the liquid bus come up in here somewhere. Is that a good idea? It's not far. It's not very far at all, actually. Maybe down along this line where this pipe is. This is the light oil pipe. Running this way. Light oil runs over here, yeah. Okay. For fuel. For solid fuel for powering the assembler. We could bring... we could just have a basic cracking system up here. And I'm wondering if we have the throughput. That's always my concern. I'm never good with the fluid dynamics of pumping volumes through the pipes here. Because right now everything's being told to be sucked into this, but it's not pumping because there's nothing on the other side of the pipe. Because I just disconnected it, of course. Which means there's no light oil on the line over here. That's great. Okay. No, that's not true. Yes, that is true. Oh well. So let's put a bus in. That's a light oil line right there. So let's go ahead and throw a petroleum line across there and a solid fuel line as well. Oh, that's not the spot. Was it? No, yeah, that is a spot. But do I want it up that high? Try that phantom thing again. Let's run down here below the system. That's the better choice. You guys can go away. We're gonna move you down. This is going to be our This is going to be our light oil link here. So we'll bring the light oil across this way. Since I already chewed it out of the line up there, this can go away. Those, please. Thank you. Okay, so light oil's there. I want the same thing. Oops. I wonder if this is spaced right. It's not. That's awesomely terrible. That's how I want this. Spending a lot of time doing silly things today with these pipes. It's alright. Okay. So if I go and just do this, can I just say, please give me a bunch of these? And then duplicate them? There and there. Do we go 4? Do we go sulfuric acid as well? Maybe? Yeah, let's put petroleum sulfuric acid. Water we can get from somewhere else, probably. There's no water over there at all. That's convenient. Water will come up from here then, so that's fine. No point in running it further. That's alright there. Let's do that. Let's get rid of all this junk, because in spite of the fact that I said it was a bad idea to do it, it's not, because I actually disconnected it elsewhere as well. There we go. Copy, please. Give me this to there. I like that it still gives me the lines. That's awesome. No! No! Oh, that didn't work. I tried to do the shift drag. That definitely did not do the job. Alright. Let's do that again. Without the screwing up. There we go. Alright, so if this is our line, now I want to have, I guess light oil is going to be on the bottom, because that's what's there now. And then we put, do we need heavy oil? Do we ever need heavy oil over there? Or do I just fire lubricant? What do we use heavy oil for? We turn it into lubricant, and we could turn it into solid fuel. That's really it. It's just going to crack, and it's going to... Okay, so lubricant can go on one of these lines. And we have light oil, we need petroleum, we need sulfuric acid, and we need lubricant. Okay. So petroleum can connect in here. Autosave there, and then we're going to go like this. Okay, so that is a petroleum line. And then this will be a sulfuric acid line. See, sulfuric acid might not be a good choice here, because sulfuric acid requires us to have, like, belts and stuff. Let's make the sulfur on site. Does that mean we need 2 petroleum lines? And a heavy oil line? Not a heavy, lubricant line? I think that's what we'll do. So for the moment, I want to make some heavy oil. Some lubricant. So let's make 2 tanks for lubricant. This can go... Is this still pumping petroleum? It is. Is it still pumping heavy oil? It is not. And heavy oil does not need to go that way. Doesn't need to go through that way. Let's run it like this. Missed. Okay, down to somewhere in here. We're going to make heavy oil cracking off this way. Or, yeah, cracking and lubricant on this way. Okay, so if I grab a chemical plant, then I turn some stuff into the things, into stuff, we're good, right? Hi, we're good. Now that's going to be super awesome. Do we need 2 lubricant tanks? Maybe? Or 2 lubricant things? Stuffs? Nonsense. How do I get these so they're actually directly connected? Please make lubricant. If you make lubricant directly like that, if you make lubricant directly like that, if I do there and there, and I power said facility, there, that doesn't work because no connection. I'm a genius, guys. I'm a genius. There. And then we run this line to, I guess, one of these. Like that. We have lubricant on this line. Alright, now we have a lubricant on the bus. Now I'm thinking another petroleum on this line. We don't ever need heavy. Heavy will be cracked. So if we take a single heavy oil and tell it that it's going to... Well, these can be changed out. Oh, it doesn't fit, does it? Oh, it's unfortunate. That's fine. You're going to go... Get rid of these. Do we? Oh, let's leave that one. No, let's not. Let's not leave that one. It will get cleaned out. I can move it if I have to in some sort of unpleasant, forceful way. There we go. And there. That can still go there. Good. Now, the light oil is not going to be fueling the right-hand side right now. I understand that. Let's put in a cracking. This is all Drake fumbly his way through here. So if I crack the light... or the heavy oil to light oil and send it back up here. Is that going to work? I see that's probably not going to work. Light oil is going to come down this way. Like that. So I need the light oil to reconnect here with a crackable, somewhere with crackable stuff. Heavy to light cracking can actually go right in there. So the idea is a chemical plant that gets heavy oil only when it doesn't need to be tight. There's fine. No, is that right? That's one tile off. This to here, and then a pump here, and we will actually power said stuff. This pump is going to have a condition on it that simply tells it, oh, I don't have any wire. Make that wire, please. Oh, wait, that's not going to work at all. But can you just deliver me some wire? I bet you we have lots of it, right? Deliver me 50 wire. Probably not. No? It's not happening? On the way, 38. Okay, that'll work. So we're going to wire this to tell them that it's only going to run the cracking, which is this command right here. Takes water. Forgot about that. Oops. Different. Run different. How am I going to do that? Yeah, like that's fine. This is going to be a heavy cracker, so it'll take heavy oil in, like that. And that's a little redundant. It's very redundant, actually. So it'll take in heavy oil and water, and it'll produce... I need an offshore pump. Can I get one of those? I can. They're magical, magical creatures. Put it there, and I will pump water onto a local line only. Like that. And that, and this guy can go down south. Good. You can run water wherever we need it later. Okay, so that then cracks light oil, and the light oil, but the rule has to be it only can connect here. That's why that double. You know, that's really annoying. It's going to be really silly that that doesn't connect right. If I have those wires, did we deliver them for me? We did not. Okay. Oh, we did. There they are. So this right here is going to... This connects to the power, connects to this. Now, this thing holds a total of 25,000. So as long as we have a couple oil, say 5,000 oil. So when this is 5,000, set that if this is greater than 5,000 heavy oil, then run the pump. Okay, and then this can pump directly back into the light oil feed. So that will go there, and like this, right? So this guy is now going to be cranking out the light oil as long as this condition is true, which is 5,000 units in this tank. There's a ton, and they'll even themselves out. So he'll keep cracking the light oil down and down and down until he's drained out the backlog of that, which is going to take a long time. We could do the same with light oil, where we cracked a bunch of it, and we could say set up a bunch of light oil. Let's say here. The number is supposed to be 7. I don't know that that's like that's like I said before. In my opinion, that's not necessary. I'm going to get them to grab me another 20 of those chem plants. But a lot of people swear by it, so we'll pretend like I agree, and we'll do that. And this would be the light to petroleum cracking. So it's the same process. We just pump in. I'm way over time here. We're just going to pump in the light oil and so on. The light oil, water I want on the bottom. So let's do that and that. And it's a, oops, not there. Not there again. Swing and a miss like 53 times. Then this needs to move one tile over. We grab solid water there. We grab our pipe. We do a bit of pipe weave. Like this. And that gets water to all of them. And then we do again this way with the light oil output. And it goes to somewhere else. To this line point, which is the connection with the light oil. Good. All right, so those crack light oil, and they would be under the same condition. So I'm going to need actually a piece of piping that will allow them to do that. So we'll take this out. We'll put the oil in here. This, and then this. And then we'll tell them a pump can do the same conditions here as there, except for that pump is going to be set to connect to that one and do the same rules, that to that and that. Does that work? Yes. I wasn't sure if it needed to go directly. No, it's in the network. So this will have a condition of if the light oil is above, say, let's go with 15,000 or 20,000. Let's go 20,000. We want lots of light oil for, you know, whatever purposes, the solid fuel and whatnot. So if it's over 20,000, greater than, if light oil is greater than 20,000, then run this pump. Right now, light oil in this tank is only at 8,500. So either we pump this, turn this stuff back on, and it connects and runs a whole bunch of fluids for us, or, and we haven't even reconnected this thing to the network yet, but, or our fine friends, the petroleum there, gets things connected. I would like to, do we reconnect that petroleum and then output it? I think we'll do this. Like this, and I will take this nonsense out of here. Drake, you gotta put in a cut soon. Okay, sorry. And I will run regular pipe here, except for, let's do this, and we'll put in a pump that goes here, and just say, give me power to pump that out of these tanks, drain these tanks first. They'll pump into, I guess I didn't need to do it that way. They'll pump into these, and then that can go into the network to feed elsewhere. And this stuff again can come through direct feed probably, because that is a connection to the storage. Yep, like that. And then we need a light oil connection, which can go in here. Can it? It's a little convoluted, but it seems to work. Okay, and the heavy oil is here, so we'll actually just run it this way, and we'll do that. There. Now the units should be able to reconnect, yes? Except for what's full. Yeah, petroleum is full still, and we are forcing these ones not to fill. So we're way backlogged on the petroleum. See, that's part of my problem. I don't think it ever is going to be something that we overdo. So that's fine. What did we say? We're going to set another petroleum down here? Is that what we said? Because we're not going to make sulfur here. We'll make sulfur at the other end. So yeah, I think that can be petroleum. Petroleum line in there. And I just set that up in a way that that's going to cause that to be a troublemaker. No, I didn't. Pumping up from the bottom. Good. Okay, so that's 2 lines of petroleum, 1 line of light, and 1 line of heavy oil. The issue here is going to be that our petroleum is going to be way overkill until we start using it on the far end, which I'm okay with. We have sulfuric acid here. I don't know that we'll ever use it. And we get a lubricant here that we could probably pump out, I suppose. Let's do that. Let's run a lubricant line. Are these full? They're not, because they're out of heavy. You know what? We can do that. You are gonna run like this. To there. 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 Extra long episode. Love you all, and I'm glad you are still with us. So we'll pump this lubricant up to here. That's fine. Next episode, we will actually have the fluid bus functioning. Once this petroleum backlog is gone, then we'll be able to do something with it. And once I think first thing we'll do is turn on plastics on the east, and that'll get the petroleum working pretty aggressively. I'm not sure our ratios yet. I know you guys are gonna feed me with some awesome numbers that will probably go right over my head, but I will be able to at least reference them later. But that's gonna be it for today. Thank you everybody for joining me, and please do join us again in the next episode. We'll see you in game.